Just get the stuff done. Release the names. Don't tell us about releasing the names. Just release the names. Pay attention to what she's saying, and you tell me, does it sound like a woman who is prioritizing being famous and successful over her own health and safety, or is it a woman that was groomed and abused?
2002, I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry.
This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, it to me seems like another Me Too movement. You know, the crazy thing, and I don't mean to be insensitive. It always seems like I'm on the opposite side of stuff sometimes. But when it's the truth, it's the truth. This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, it to me seems like another Me Too movement. And let me tell you why. Now, I'm going to say this because I know there's some clowns out here that's going to be like, Brandon Tatum, he everything Trump do, he agree. I don't agree with how Donald Trump has handled this situation. I wish somebody would sit Trump down and talk to him and say, look, Trump, this is what the people are saying. This is what the information has been pushed out there by people in your cabinet and people that work for you. And this is what people have been saying for years. And the expectation was this. And so when you go out and talk to the public, can you address it like this? It'll make more sense. The plane will land better like this. I wish somebody would have told Trump that, because the way he comes across is just completely out of touch with reality when it comes to this Epstein file, the expectation of Epstein files. But what Donald Trump is saying, which I think people are missing, is he's saying it's a hoax, which I think he's jumping over what everybody else is thinking and saying, like as if he has no idea what's going on here. And he's jumping over to saying that the Democrats are going to try to leverage his occurrence or his presentation in any of these files to make him look bad for midterm elections. And I think that's what Donald Trump is saying. But let's listen to a couple of clips, and we're going to evaluate this. My honest to God opinion is that this is another Me Too movement. This is another scenario where you got lawyers and you got women coming out. Half of them probably were victims. Half of them are just doing it for the money. And it's the same thing with R. Kelly. R. Kelly did something horrible to women. There were some women that jumped on the bandwagon that, like, ma'am, you 35 years old. You knew what you were doing. Don't act like you a kid that got abused and manipulated. You grown and you made that decision. So let's get to some of the clips. We'll jump to the first clip you put on there. I think it was the lady that, Marjorie Taylor Greene. If Marjorie Taylor Greene is involved in it, I am now skeptical of it. Ever since I heard on Megyn Kelly, I'm like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're in office and you're telling lies and being deceptive about Israel. And you know the facts, but you don't present them because you have an agenda. The same thing with this. Listen to her. Roll the clip.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to name names, but I will tell you, I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women. I can do that for them, and I'd be proud to do it. Now, another thing, this is not about politics. And this is a boiling point in American history where the American people, just like Roe just said, there's become two Americas. There's the America for the rich and the powerful and the elite, where they never face any struggles or problems and never experience what real America goes through. And then there's forgotten America that faces all the problems and deals with all the issues and never gets justice for being sexually assaulted and raped by a monster. It shouldn't exist anymore, and people are sick of it. So let's recognize the fact that the administration before and the one before it and the one before it and the one before it and before it never did anything about this.
Okay, let's put this in perspective. Okay, we don't need to know the names for there to be an investigation. I think we all should know this. Somebody has looked into this and have attempted or have investigatory information that they could have opened an investigation, but they didn't. We have to jump through a crazy hoop to think that Kesh Patel and Dan Bongino are willfully and intentionally lying to us about if there's some there. They could be, but I think it's a stretch. Why hold a press conference? Why not just tell us the names? These are the victims. Tell us the names of the people who victimized you. Why are we doing this charade? Why are we holding a press conference where women are saying, I'm a victim? It's like they're doing this to shame Trump. They're doing this to try to be activists to force the government to do something that they really don't have. I don't think they have anything. Why would you get up? We have seen, like Marjorie Taylor said, nobody's investigated, nobody's held accountable. Okay, we got it. We've been seeing this for years. Now we get to a point where Donald Trump is not releasing the file, whatever the case it be. Okay, we passed that point. Now, when you do a press conference, what are you doing a press conference on? If you're doing a press conference, then tell us the names. That's the whole point of this press conference. It's not to continue to lament on the government didn't do this. The government trying to hide something. The government need to do this. You guys are the victims. You have the names. You know who you were on the plane with. You know who was touching and feeling on you. This should have been a press conference, in my opinion, of people coming out and saying, I was a victim and this person victimized me. Now everybody's attention be there. You don't need the president to release a list. He will start releasing lists when y'all throwing names out there. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, we got a bunch of new merch on the store, so go and check it out. Make sure you go to TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com, get all your cool merch, get you one of those tumblers, get you a t-shirt, and look at all the wonderful reviews. And if you are a veteran, or if you drive trucks, or if you're a teacher, we have special discounts for you as well. But also, all right, we got a special deal going on it's called the Spice and Salt Bundle. My favorite kahuna is in there. We got the bacon smoked sea salt is in there, and also the hickory smoked sea salt is in this bundle as well. Make sure you get it now. I think we have a few of those bourbon bundles left, but get it today. All you got to do is go to TatumStore.com. It'll be shipped to you as soon as we get the order because we have them right in stock. So TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Remember, it's a way to support and help our channel.
Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
I don't want to be mean to women. I just really don't. Have you ever seen men do stuff like this? I don't know who's at fault with this. I don't know if it's women who are being manipulated by men to do this, or it's just women in their own volition to come out and do something like this. You never see men come together in a press conference and go, we have been abused by somebody. Just get the stuff done. Release the names. Don't tell us about releasing the names. Just release the names. Put the list of people who you claim were in the orbit. But at the same time, one reason why I believe they're not going to do that is because if you start putting people's names out there and they're not criminally liable and they didn't do anything against the law and their names start coming out and they can sue you for defamation because you put their name out there associating them with something that was a crime that they didn't commit. And this is why I think they're not doing it. Let's go to the next clip of the young lady who was claiming that all these things happened to her. And I don't know these women. I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. As a former police officer, I never believe anybody at face value. I need to see evidence. Anybody can say anything about anybody doing anything to anybody at any time. The difference is there evidentiary backing that back up what you're saying. And I especially don't believe most women that say they was abused by somebody, unless you're showing evidence, because I have seen this happen so many times where women come out and say, I was abused by this person, and I was abused by this person and this person. And it's like, Yeah, no, that wasn't actually abuse. You chose you like for instance, E. Jean Carroll with Donald Trump. E. Jean Carroll running around talking about she got abused at the Bloomingdale's or something. You're like, woman, you lying. You lying. You lied. Then you go off to the other end and you see what was the Justice Kavanaugh, the woman accused him 100 years ago. I don't remember when it happened. I don't know where I was at, but I just know something happened to me. That man ain't touched you and you lied on television. But let's play this clip. Roll it.
2002, I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person
I want you to pay attention to what she's saying. We're going to start the clip over. Pay attention to what she's saying, and you tell me, does it sound like a woman who is prioritizing being famous and successful over her own health and safety, or is it a woman that was groomed and abused? I'm not picking a side. I just have an opinion. I want to hear your opinion. Roll the clip.
2002, I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person I trusted, someone I thought was a friend, invited me to meet a powerful woman who could help advance my career. That woman happened to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introduction.
Time out. This is why I don't trust women in these situations. How did you go from I was an aspiring person, I was introduced to a woman that can advance my career? Who introduced you to Ghislaine Maxwell? Under what guise? What professional reputation does Ghislaine Maxwell have that make you think she can help you with your career? What is her resume? All right, let's get past the resume. Now you're in front of her, communicating with her. You must have gone to dinner, you hang out, you've emailed something. Now she wants you to give her a massage. Now, after you massage this woman, and you know are women uniquely silly when it comes to, or just, I don't get it. Like me, as a regular person, normal, functional person, I have a good career, and somebody go, hey, bro, I got this guy that can take you to the next level. As a functional adult, I'm like, I know how this goes. What you mean take me to the next level? What is this person going to do for me? All right, I'll meet with him. All right, we meet. The dude tell me, bro, can you give me a massage? Give you a massage, bro? I'm here to advance my career. What does my career got to do with massages? And I ain't never did. I'm not a professional masseuse. And you want me to give? I already know where this going. Ladies and gentlemen, roll the curtains. I already know how this ends. So you get a person a massage. 30 minutes, 40, 50 minutes. How long were you rubbing on this woman? Was she naked? What was you doing? You rubbing on her. Well, okay. Now, after you did that, your spidey senses, if you weren't focused more on your career than your own safety, your spidey senses say, oh, no, this is weird stuff here. They wanted me to touch people and massage and all that stuff. I know this is another, I got to have sex with somebody to get somewhere thing. But to be honest, listening to her, I'm going to let her finish. I don't think she cared. She regretted now, but at the time, it was going to make her career better. So what does she do? The next step, she go meet with Epstein. Roll the clip.
To someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. At first, I was an excited young woman on top of the world. Epstein flew me to his private island. He listened to my dreams, promised to help, but his promises came with a catch. The abuse.
You can't be that silly. I'm going to play it. I promise you I'm going to play it. He's just going to help you. He just want to make you a star just because. And y'all seen Jeffrey Epstein? He ain't handsome. He ain't a good looking man. He's a weirdo. He looks like a weirdo. His little teeth and everything. This man flying you on a private jet. Ma'am, you flew to an island. Y'all had to been on the jet for a couple hours together. You ain't picked up that this dude ain't. What does the island got to do with your career? Unless you're a sex worker. Come on, bro. That's why I don't like when women do this stuff, because there's probably women behind her that were abused. This woman is saying she regret getting used by Epstein to advance her career. Roll the clip.
Began, he told me to keep it secret. He manipulated me with quid pro quo I did not consent to, but I felt I had no one to turn to. He was too powerful. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? Who would protect me? Epstein himself was the most powerful leader of our country. Epstein surrounded himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually. And while what I endured will haunt me forever,
Will it?
I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us. 2002.
I know I sound like the bad guy, but come on, man. I even went on a trip to Africa. Like really? You after all that, you went to Africa with this guy. And the thing is that just say he never abused you, but he just somehow made your career greater. Like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Everybody knows that these nasty dudes, that dude don't know you. He don't have he want to screw you. And you screwed him, and he promised you stuff, and you were cool with screwing him as long as you got where you wanted to go. Same thing with Diddy and that girl, Cassie. She wanted to be, Diddy nasty. Diddy's reputation was bad before Cassie ever got with him. But you know what? A woman is looking at, well, I'm willing to sacrifice my body, my reputation, because this person promised they can get me somewhere that I don't have to get myself to. So I'm gonna sleep with this guy. And then it got weird. And then now you're in a cycle. Take some accountability to the fact that you knew better when you did it. Don't you play like you one of these girls in the background that's back there crying because Jeffrey Epstein then lured them into something that they had no control over. He wasn't gonna make them a good career. He was just screwing them and screwing over them. They had nothing to offer him or nobody else but to be a sex slave. Don't you put that on these other girls. I don't think she's telling the truth about this. And let me just say this, because I don't want to belabor the point too much. And obviously, there's a panel. We'll put the panel up there. I think CNN had a panel of people denying that Trump was even involved in the first place.
I do have to ask, and I know, and it's just something that I think we're compelled to at this moment, with the attention on President Trump, with these questions around a pardon. Did anybody see or hear of the president himself doing anything inappropriate as it related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
Okay, so clearly, they said no. All these people that quote unquote seen it, all the victims, nobody said that Donald Trump was negatively involved in any of this stuff. So then that begs you the question of if Trump is not involved in it, then Trump don't have an incentive to not put the information out there. But this is what Horowitz said. And I don't always believe everything he say, because I think he got some stuff going on too. But this is what he says. That there's people's names that are in the investigation, but they have not committed a crime. And so they don't want to disseminate this information of people that are on the list that did not commit a crime and ruin their lives and reputation forever, and they're not being convicted of anything. And this could be partially why they don't want to release the names, because the names are just investigatory purposes and not necessarily because anybody was wrong. I honestly believe if anybody that was on a list that did something untoward, they would be prosecuted for it. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to worry about. Who is on the list? They say Democrats on the list. You think he don't want them to go to prison? I think what it is that it's going to create a firestorm, and people are going to see somebody's name on the list that just rode on a plane that had nothing to do with these women. And they're going to begin to build a conspiracy that this person was raping women and ruining people's lives forever because they just got caught up in this thing with Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think is going on here, because I know Trump is an older guy and he's not always with it when it comes to social media, right? He's not on top of this stuff, I think. Like COVID, he had no idea what people were talking about when it comes to COVID. He thought he was 100% right by saying the craziest things about COVID. And the same thing with the Epstein file. I think he genuinely like don't know what the public is saying about Epstein.